Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for another episode of our daily stock market insights. Today is May 10th, 2022, a day after the election. Let's find out how the market performed today. Okay, so if this is the first time you're watching my video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always notified when I have new videos. Okay. Well, today, guys, the market dropped. As you can see, we ended at 0.58%. But to paint the story of the candlestick today, actually, we opened the day with a gap down. It even went as low as 6,555 level. That's around 3 point something percent down intraday. But what happened here was, the investors and those people who really understood the psychology of the market. While the others are fearful, the wise investors took advantage of that and bought the dip. Not now, even with foreign buying, right? Even with foreign selling really dominated the scene here with 1 billion. So that's not on a separate note. That simply means that our foreign investors have somehow um, shown their concern given the result of the election. So we're still it's not representative of the future. It's just a day's reaction, right? But in this case, the main message here is that there's a huge volume for today. So I'm thinking that drop is just temporary. Overall, the sentiment of the Philippine market, US market, and even crypto is already on a decline. But this overly, overreaction to the result of the election re- resulted in a gap down. But hey, we still ended green. So I would say that this is just going to be a temporary sentiment, and those stocks that are already way oversold and have good fundamentals, the main message here is that this is actually a buy opportunity right now because everything is so cheap. And it's so hard to predict what's next, but let's give chance to whoever is going to be our president, and let's this is the time that we support one another and then bring the country to a much better level in terms of um, the economic situation. The result is there. We have to accept that now. But I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm here to talk about our stocks. uh, well, I'd like to cover the highly traded stocks for today, right? But where are we in terms of, by the way, before I go to that, in terms of the overall direction? Let us see here. This is still following this trend. Okay, over here, see that it is still following that trend. We're still on a decline, but let's find out where could we possibly bounce here. The fact that the investors bought the fear of the market, I'm thinking we are already approaching a possible reversal soon. Yeah, you had your resistance right there. Just talking about technicals now. Resistance, and that wick over here just is a first sign that we are already somehow establishing a new support at the previous resistance. So let's see if that will be respected and the continuation to the upside will follow. Okay, so between 6540 to 6720 is so far the next movement I'm anticipating. We're not out of the woods yet. Okay, but guys, the drop is not just because of the election. It's the world sentiment towards the stock market. It's not happening not just in the Philippines, in the US market. The same trend or direction is also happening. Now let's talk about ICT. ICT, again, this is also almost the same. the same sentiment that happened today. Gap down, and then second half probably of the day, people started buying once again. So we're overall, this is still on a downtrend. Look at it. So I think the traders really took advantage of the volatility today. So this is still the movement, but there's some nice volume here. We'll see. Currently, we are at the resistance area in a downtrend channel, but in the event tomorrow we cross the MA20 line, then change in direction can continue. Okay, so we might be bouncing in that case, but at the moment, let's see here, still selling 26 million on selling. So just be mindful of that. So two things can happen. If first or let's say first 30 minutes of the day, if most of the action happens to the upside, then chances are we are going to shift the direction this time around to the upside. But if uh, rejection is happening, then chances are we will go back to the 200 to 210 level. That is it. Okay, so if again first 30 minutes to an hour of the day, if the action happens on the upside, then chances are we will be moving up. Okay, otherwise if it drops, it will go back to 210. Nickel, this one is uh, hard sell, or meaning a heavy sell off. Okay, so this I think will have a continuation going down. Notice normally when you have something like that, a massive sell off, there's a continuation 2 3 days after, right? It lasts for sometimes 2 to 3 days, sometimes extended, then it recovers somehow. Sometimes when it recovers, it's only a what we call a dead cat bounce, a temporary bounce, and then continues to drop. But hey, look at this area over here. When we did sideways in this level, this established a strong support. So if it is going to drop, I'll now transfer to a weekly chart so we reduce the noise. Chances are it will go back to the 583 area. Okay, so how many percent is that? So another 11%. But let's find out. Oh, there's another one here. Maybe that will also be respected. There, 616, and then the second support would be 5.83. We don't know if it will touch the two levels or just one of them. But overall, in a nutshell, my sentiment here is still on the bearish side in the next few days. And wait for it. Technically, if you like the company, this is also your opportunity to buy more. But wait for that signal, okay? Don't wait for it to. Sometimes it's premature. If it touches the area and then people enter right away, that's on the aggressive approach. Others on the conservative approach, they would wait for a green candlestick to come out first at the level where we plotted, at the support where we are looking at, and then that's the time they enter. But your call, it depends on your risk tolerance. Next is Converge. Converge, currently I'm seeing a possible just range trading for this one. Um, it bounced, but it retested. Okay, it retested a possible support, and we're now sitting at a possible support around the 2732. You had it touched this level, but somehow it recovered through this wick. People bought around this area, gained it back up here, but we're still red. So I'm thinking we will be moving sideways first before it moves up again. Let's see how far are we from the top. So on a weekly chart, see that? Tingnan natin to ha. I'll just plot a Fibonacci retracement from this point to this point. Okay, baka bounce level naman talaga to. I'll remove my line. Mukhang it respected the Fibonacci. Kita nyo to, this area over here, this is the area where it bounced today, 2709. So possible nga that this will be our support, 2709 to 27.12, before it goes up again. You can just take note of these key levels, and the most would be around 24.35. So that's the area. Okay, so but overall we got rejected. And in the past few weeks, this MA20 line is somewhat strong resistance that we had a hard time breaking. Okay, so those are your key levels. Just drag it. I used the weekly chart, plotted here at the lowest point, and I had the body right here, and then plotted it the top here, only body, because I used the body at the bottom, therefore I should also use the body at the top. And that's how I plotted my Fibonacci retracement. Okay, SCC. SCC not looking good. However, you have your support right here, and grabe astig. So if you entered right here, nag-gap up kasi siya eh. It did a gap up, but if you were able to exit right away, let's say you entered right here. Oops, sorry. Let me see. Let me just measure that. Okay. Let's say you entered right here. The market opened today at 30. Okay. At 30, that could have given you easily 11%. And then the entire day, profit taking happened, and it ended right at the back. I mean, it went back to the 2710 level, which is our support. However, for long-term investors, this area is a good opportunity to add more, especially if you're looking at um, stocks that do give out nice dividend, good dividend yield. So 150, uh, calculator, 150 divided by 27. That's 5.5%. Yeah, so if they only give out once every year, so that's a good 5.5%. Okay. But for now, let's observe the 2710 level, because looks like it retested the area, because we had a support in that level before. Okay, and so far, if I'm just going to look at my RSI, over here is a bullish divergence. But don't depend too much on the RSI, because sometimes it goes extended. Even if for several weeks or months you can see a bullish divergence, but still the price could either be flat or going down. Okay, so let's see. If you want, you can do test buys if you see that green candlestick with some nice volume come out. The next stock is ACEN. ACEN also, you had a red, but it just sustained right here. Okay, so look at this in the short term as well. It's forming a bullish divergence. So it's up to you if you want to take advantage of this. 7 peso, 720 actually. This is your first support. Next support is around the 674 area. Let's see if it will revisit that key level. The last time it did that was back in May of 2021. But so far, we are still moving in a downtrend channel. This is still respecting the downtrend movement. But hey, actually from here, this part over here, you had your RSI right at the oversold. Price was still moving downwards, right? But your RSI is already moving up. So I'm thinking either at around the 719 or 672. If it drops further, around 672 would be a good area of bounce. TEL. TEL over here. We crossed. It broke the support area, guys. This used to be your support. So medyo delikado to. Um, it broke the trend line that you had right here, where it is supposed to stop at the MA20, but today it crossed that MA20 mark. So chances are we could be moving within that range, below the MA20 in the coming days. Okay, so this is my perspective. It will possibly revisit the 1753 area, because we just did a breakdown in the price today. See this? This used to be your support, this used to be your resistance, and now that we're moving below the MA20 line, chances are we could be touching that. Let's see though, if it touches 1753 and it recovers same day, like how the market did today, right? It went gap down, but there's buying activity that happened very near the support, which pushed the price even higher. Now Web did a gap up because um, they say that this stock is related to the Marcuses, and I just searched Phil Web, and I think this is a stock that has connections to the Arenetas. I forgot the name, but um, the chairman I think is an Araneta, so I don't know who the guy is, but we all know that the wife of Bongbong Marcos is Lisa Araneta, right? So chances are they have linkages to this stock. But if you know the backstory of PhilWeb, go ahead and share it to us so we can also learn from you. But as you can see here, it really did shoot up. Some nice volume over here. So, but then again, guys, we are not sure. This could be short lived. There is a gap that was formed today. So we don't know if that will be revisited right away or in several days pa. But chances are it will, people will be taking profit. It's already overbought. We'll find out if there will be a continuation, but be extra careful. This type of movement, actually technical analysis was before the election palang. This is really bound. Okay, this is bound to rally to the upside. This is my favorite setup. I just realized. See that constricted Bollinger Band? Chances are once it starts pushing the upper Bollinger Band, then that would mean a continuation in that direction. And true enough, as we went higher and higher, the volume is also starting to pick up in the first 3 days. But the movement is so slow. And now that election is almost over, then there's a massive volume. So maybe there's a possibility that we will be continuing the movement to the upside. Just take advantage of that possible drop by tomorrow, because we're not sure, by the way. I'm not even sure if it is going to happen by tomorrow, but that if there's an opportunity to drop, this 3.14 level is going to be filled. So if you're not really in a hurry or you just want to play safe, you can put your buy order somewhere at the 3.14 or 3.15 and wait for it. If the market gives you a chance, then all good. If not, then let go, find another opportunity. But one thing what I'm saying here is that in theory, normally that gap will be revisited. It's just a matter of time. We don't know when that is, but because there's high volatility right now, let's just try our luck. See if it is going to revisit that level. BDO also ended green today, but there were like the index, it did a gap down first, and before the market closed there's a buying activity. Volume is also nice, so chances are if this continues, then we could easily break our MA20, which is currently acting as a resistance. So anywhere from 126 to 129, guys, it's already a buy. This is the kind of drop or dip that we are uh, waiting for. This is a good stock, so take advantage of that. Last is Dito before my uh, laptop dies. Dito also had a good green candlestick today. It's triggering the upper band, so chances are there will be a continuation, some nice volume over here. So let's see if indeed that will be respected in the next few days. But overall, they say that this is another stock that is really uh, favorable to the administration, or the administration is on the side of this stock. So let's see if that will stay true or will be respected in the next few days. In the meantime, guys, sorry, this is a bit rushed towards the end because my battery is about to die. Thank you for watching, and feel free to hit the subscribe, and bye bye for now.